Hello everyone, welcome to this example video tutorial where we'll learn how to write a C program which will actually take a user input, a number, and then reverse it. So for an example, if you enter 1, 2, 3, 4, the output should be the reverse of the number which is 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's run this program and then we'll discuss this in details, the logic. But one thing here, we have used for loop this time for this example just to make you confident about the loop various structure. So in our earlier program we have used while loop, but here we are using for loop just for making ourselves comfortable and confident about using different loops into different programming. So let's run it and then we'll discuss the logic of this program. So enter an integer number. So let's run it 2, 3, 4. So the reverse number is 432, which is correct. So the output is giving me correct. So let's run it again, but this time let's give an 5-digit number as an input. So 87532. The reverse number is 23578, which is again correct. And if you run it again, so this time let's put a 2-digit number, let's say 55. So if you reverse it, it will be same. So reverse number is 55. So this test scenario is also working fine. So now let's run it for only single digit number, which is 8, and the output is 8, which is also correct, because if you reverse 8 you will get 8 because it's a single digit number. So our program is working fine, and it is in dynamic in nature. So if you know our previous program, how to get the last digit and how to remove the last digit from the number. So here is the thing that we know, that let's say that n is the number. So if you do a mod operation on n with 10, so what you will get is the last digit, right? This is what we know of n. And then if you do add divide by 10, so n divided by 10 will give me basically the result will be the it removes last digit from n. So for an example, if you write 123 mod 10, it gives me a result of 3, which is nothing but the last digit over here. But if you do a 123 divided by 10, which will give me a result of 2, basically the 3 is removed from this number. So the last digit is removed from this particular number. So this is the logic that we know, which have been used in our previous example also. But here we will apply the same logic to get the reverse number. Okay. So what we are doing over here is, in this particular example, so we are actually declaring in line number 9, we are declaring 3 variables, which is number, which we are getting the number value using a scanf statement. And then we are declaring one more variable, which is the reverse number, which will store the reverse number initialized with 0, and then the last digit as a variable. So here is the for loop. Since there is no initialization, because we are doing the initialization using the scanf statement, so that is why this particular portion is empty. So this particular portion is empty, because if you remember the syntax for the for loop, the first statement, the first expression in the for loop is basically the initialization. But here we are doing the initialization thing using the scanf, so that is why this is empty. So that is why empty with a semicolon. So that's an empty statement. And then there is a condition which is num is greater than 0, and then basically this is the, we know that this particular stuff should be one expression which will be determining the basically which will be making this condition false after certain iteration period. So after that, once the loop enters, the last digit is equals to num mod 10, which is this particular logic. And then a reverse number, we are taking the reverse number is reverse number into 10 plus last digit. So this will give me the reverse number. and then after the loop continues, basically then the number is getting divided by 10, so we are getting rid of the last digit from the number, and thus gradually the number is moving towards the 0. And once the loop completes, basically it comes out and we are printing the value of the reverse number over here. So if you take an example of, for example, let's say the num is 123, and basically let's say reverse number, this is the reverse number. Okay, so initially this is with 0. So in the first iteration, what will happen over here is, so in the first iteration, okay, so number is greater than 0 is correct, it means true, so it will come into this for loop. So last digit, okay, so last digit will be basically 3, we know. So now reverse number will become, in the first iteration, the reverse number will become 0 into 10 is 0 plus 3, so reverse number is 3. Now we are doing this particular expression which is dividing this thing, so it will be 12. So again, in the first iteration, after the first iteration, your last digit will be now 2. So in your second iteration, what will happen over here is, the reverse number will become now 32, and this will become 1. So your last digit will be 1, and in your third iteration, okay, so basically it will be 3 to 1, and this is the end of the program. So that is why the reverse number is 3 to 1. Okay, so this is how the program flows. I hope that you have enjoyed this program and you now know how to write a program using loops, basically applying the logics. Thank you for watching this video tutorial.